Hey, butthead. You know, we're pretty cool. Beavis?
Shut up.
Dumbest ever.
Hey, Beavis.
Just drink your whiskey and shut up.
Driving a scooter took a lot out of me.
These stairs are a lot of stairs today.
Fucking Beavis and Butthead. Speaking of motels, which is where Beavis and Butthead
Oh,
live in
yeah.
the future,
Well done.
Lasso Motel.
Yeah. We've done a couple videos about this, and we've talked about them a little bit.
Talked about their 18-year, generally speaking, their claim to fame is interesting finish.
Yeah, so just to kind of recap, Lasso Motel is an NDP
Yes.
out of Dallas.
I mean, a non-distilled producer, so they source their whiskey.
Now, where they source it from, I probably did a better job in a different video, but what we're talking about today, this cigarette blend, which
The name
fucking
kills him.
hate it.
However, it is a variation on a...
So it's a cigar blend.
and what is a cigar blend?
So this is distilled in Kentucky. So they're an NDP in Dallas that gets your whiskey from Kentucky. A cigar blend is typically going to be a blend of different bourbons aged in different barrels. What are the barrels, you might ask? Typically cognac, typically Armagnac, typically sherry barrels.
Why is it called a cigar blend?
So, you know what? I've never looked that up.
I believe the idea is that it's supposed to remind you of tobacco.
I don't know. It just
Because the boys at Ironroot, when they were talking about their cigar blend, they said it like it was different, that theirs is supposed to pair with a cigar.
yeah, it could be just with all the different finishing barrels that they use.
Right, it's supposed to call to mind what you would get smoking a lighter. It's more like it's the platonic ideal of tobacco, which is a lot of words to say whatever you think about tobacco taste generally, rather than when you really get into the weeds of tobacco.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we've got whiskeys and bourbons and stuff that are finished in sherry, finished in port barrels, finished in Armagnac barrels, finished in maple barrels, finished in Tokaji barrels,
Blah blah blah.
Alvarana barrels. So what they're doing with their cigar blends, or because they're going after the whole 1920s nostalgia
Yes.
type thing, which is why they went with the cigarette blend. But basically, it's sourced Kentucky whiskey, put into different barrels, right? And we just discussed the different barrels. And then they blend those barrels together
To make something.
to make something really cool. Now, one of probably the most famous cigar blend is going to be the Joseph Magnus cigar blend.
That's certainly the first time I encountered a
Yeah.
cigar blend.
That was one of the first ones that I caught wind of when I first started this whiskey adventure I went on. And it was always
Adventure or obsession?
both. So that was always kind of like my unicorn,
Yes.
other than like WLW.
If memory serves, you collapsed onto your knees and sang hallelujah when you saw that bottle.
Yeah, until I saw the price. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll pay for it. Just because I want it. So that was the one time that
And you broke your rule.
I overpaid for a bottle.
If memory serves, there were 2 occasions, though, with the Kentucky Owl that's behind your head.
The rye?
No, the other one.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
You didn't overpay for that?
No, it was overpriced. And I paid retail for it.
Anywho,
The Magnus I overpaid for.
that was not retail?
No,
How much did they charge for it?
not even gonna say. It's not even close.
Tell me off camera.
Sub $300.
Okay.
But retail's like,
$70.
no, 150,
Okay.
200, something like that.
Even at retail, that's an expensive bottle.
It's not cheap because, you got to think of it this way. So when you see these kinds of blends, these cigar blends or cigarette blends, like they like to call them, or some of the other barrels, that especially that this company likes to do, to buy those barrels,
It's not cheap.
they come from overseas, right?
Yeah, like the Tokaji barrels come from
Hungary.
Hungary.
Yeah, it's a Hungarian wine.
That's not easy to come by.
Right. So, and then you're taking, at least 4-year aged bourbons that are aged in new white American oak barrels, and then you're redistributing that whiskey into different, sherry barrels, cognac barrels, Armagnac barrels that you're having to get from overseas. And then you let it sit, and it could sit for, 2 days. It could sit for 2 years. And then you have to blend those barrels together.
And all those years that you take
Just
adds on cost, and it's less time that you're making profit.
Correct. Now this, if I remember right, we got this here in town.
Mm-hmm. From the secret spot.
And that was a spot that had a bunch. There was a museum spot.
Yeah.
They had all those cool bottles, but they wanted like ridiculous amounts of money for them.
Mm-hmm. This was
which I refused.
This was a not so secret spot.
This was retail, but it's funny because when we first had it, I didn't get a whole ton of the different influences from all those different barrels. And now it almost kind of tastes smells a little cinnamony.
Mm-hmm. Try it. It definitely tastes cinnamony.
Yeah, so that's that Armagnac.
Which calls into question the whole cigar blend idea, because it's a good blend. It's a good whiskey. I don't know why it's called a cigar blend.
I don't either, but
I mean, even with the Joseph Magnums, which is a fantastic bottle of whiskey,
that's amazing.
it doesn't taste like tobacco.
No.
I don't really know what the cigar blend is going for.
I didn't look it up. That's on me. But, I mean, this is... So here's what I'll say about this. And it's just completely my opinion. Proof on it, I think is 100. It's 100 proof. So, it's 100 proof. As far as cigar blends go, I guess it's my fault. I don't have a lot of them.
This one does feel more, like you identified, it leans more on the Armagnac finish rather than the other casks. Probably because Armagnac is so overpowering. I think we discussed this when we
did the Ambarana.
And when we were tasting the Saint's Alley from Iron Root.
Oh.
Because there is
that's the cognac cask.
Yeah, the port and the cognac cask and the Armagnac cask. We found that the Armagnac stood out better, probably because Armagnac is a more influential,
It's a fortified wine, right?
Yeah.
It's something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I guess the point being is just because you see a cigar blend or a cigarette blend or whatever, like this isn't bad. It's just a little different for me, I get more, and I know Ambarana is definitely cinnamon, but Ambarana is more cinnamon toast crunch.
Right.
This guy with the Armagnac, and I've never had straight Armagnac, to be honest with you, but the Armagnac cognac sherry, I wish it had a little more sherry in it, because I actually like that.
Sherry is nice.
I mean, it comes out in the nose a little bit, but which is going to sound weird because on the palate, it's almost actually a little thin, even though it's 100 proof. So, for me, I'm glad we added this to the collection, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of that fruity sherry note, like on the very, very back of the palate.
Yeah, I can see it. It's very subtle.
I mean, it's almost like a little, almost purplish candy.
Sure.
That's
like that purple candy you get from the mall.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous tasty note, but that's what it reminded me of. But yeah, so these blends.
If there's one thing in the whiskey world I don't get, it's the cigar blend or more complicated blends of finished whiskeys.
Yeah,
it's probably because my palate isn't developed enough. I don't.
No, I don't
get it.
I don't think it's that. Honestly, I think it's. I don't know if Magnus was the first one to come out with a cigar blend. They were the first one that I ever heard of. The Joseph Magnus cigar blend.
It was the first one I heard.
And then, Old Elk came out with a cigar blend that we looked at a week ago and didn't pull the trigger on because it was
dog expensive.
$100 something. It's exploration and trying new things. And just the mad scientists where they're like, let's blend these barrels with these barrels and these barrels
And see what happens.
This one, when we bought it and we opened it, it was fine. I didn't love it. And I actually like Lasso Motel.
Yeah, Lasso Motel's great. Their finishes are excellent.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about this on prior videos where their finishing is some of the best that I've had. If you really want to taste what Ambarana tastes like, what Naranja, what Takaji tastes like,
or presumably what their Mizunara tastes like.
Yeah, same thing. If you really want to know what that barrel does to said bourbon, they're a great company to explore. This one for me, unfortunately, it's.
I mean, it's like your opinion of the Saint Sally, the port and cognac casks. Both you and I walked away from it like the flavors kind of canceled each other out.
Yeah, it just
and made a pretty mellow thing.
Yeah. I'd like to see like something stand out a little bit, and I think with this one, it's kind of the same thing. Like the nose is nice. Like it's
pleasant.
Yeah, some dark stewed fruits and stuff.
As an experiment, I'm glad they did it.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I kind of think, and I know they do this with their finishing stuff. They bottle everything at 100 proof.
Yeah.
I think this one, if it was, and now I wasn't there, so I don't know how the blend went.
Sure.
But maybe a higher proof.
In theory.
Could have brought out some extra oomph and some extra flavor.
Right.
But as it is, I'm not going to quit buying their stuff.
Of course not.
That's not going to happen. But this out of the whole lineup, and we'll have to do the Tokaji.
Certainly.
Because I remember it was a little different because it's a Hungarian wine.
It is odd, but it's odd in a fun way, whereas this is odd in a more mundane way.
It's just like it's a little scattered.
Yeah.
Right? Is the best way I can explain it.
Which goes to show the immense difficulty that Lasso Motel or any blender has of trying to finish and then subsequently blend a bunch of different barrels. Yeah. It is like we were talking about in the Smoke Wagon review. Aaron, what's his last name?
I can't pronounce it. Chepernick or something
I'm not
like
trying to
that.
pronounce it. Aaron from Smoke Wagon. He came out one day, master of his craft. He does it every day. Came out and said, the straight kick my backside. Because it's hard. It's really hard.
It's really hard. And you got to remember, and there's the thing that a lot of folks sometimes don't understand or they don't get because they've never been in a distillery. But, if you've made the decision to make a cigar blend, right, and you've taken, and to do it across the U.S., so God knows how many barrels of regular straight Kentucky whiskey bourbon you need, right? And then you figure it out. I want this many barrels in sherry, this many barrels in Armagnac, this many barrels in cognac. And then you got to let them sit. And then you got to go and taste said each barrel over the course of time and figure out when they come to maturity. And then when you blend all three of those different types of whiskeys together, like it's freaking hard. I would not want to be in Dallas when they're doing that because
that's a high stress environment.
It's hard. So it doesn't surprise me that's why some cigar blends like the Magnus, and especially the older batches, just knocked them out of the park. Like they were onto something before everybody else was. I haven't tried the Old Elk yet. I'd like to. The next time we've got $125. So is it 150 or 160? What's
it? About 160.
Was it? Yeah.
Especially after tax.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to try theirs because I'm a big fan of Old Elk and what they do. This, I'm glad we bought. I'm glad we tried. Valiant effort.
And it's good that the industry continues to experiment.
Yeah.
So I have sympathy for those distilleries that are experimenting because it is difficult.
It's hard. And it's one of the things, right? I'm glad we bought this. Am I going to buy another one? Probably not. So what we're done with this review, and we've got this much left.
Yep.
It'll probably be there for the next 5, 10 years.
Yeah, come back to it when we forget how it
Which is
tastes.
fine. And then maybe when it gets old, maybe it'll change the flavor and
Yeah, who knows? Sky's the limit.
be super interesting. So, cheers.
Cheers. I'll show you a cheers.